Hello everyone, welcome back to Code Skwela, and for today I am gonna give another status update for our Blazor Point-of-Sale application. So I'm just gonna go and jump right into it. So this is now what our uh, home page or the point-of-sale page for our application. And so the first thing that I've implemented is the right side, which is the selection of products based on the buttons that that allows you to select here. So this is what it looks like now. So when you click one of the main categories, it will focus on that selected main category, and then on the bottom part it will filter out or show you the subcategories, and from there you can now select the products under it, right? So again, following that same pattern, that the selected subcategory would now be in focus, and then right at the bottom is the actual products that are available under that subcategory. Okay, so with this one, if you select or click one of the buttons, so that would allow you to add that product to our order. So in this case, if you click this one, Coke 2 liter, as you can see on the left side, that product is already or will be added or is added to the order. So if you click multiple times of the same item or product, then it will just increase the quantity. So if I click multiple times, as you can see or observe, that the quantity also increases. Aside from that, you can increase or decrease the quantity from these plus and minus buttons. Along with that, all of the related calculations are already calculated uh, on the fly. Okay, so again, to select some other categories, you just click again the selected subcategory, and then it will show up the other subcategories, and from there you can just go back to the main categories. Okay, so this is now what it would look like. Okay, selecting the items, and then if you can, if deselect again the or click again the main subcategory, then it will reset all of the categories. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so now uh what I did with this one is, initially, if you've been following uh this application from my previous status update, what I did was use the enumerator, wherein I use an enumerator to add and remove items from our categories. But with that one, it's kind of difficult to add animation. So with this one, I've used the uh, expansion panel component of the Mud Blazor. So what that component is all about is, I'll just show you here quickly. So let's go to the Mud Blazor documentation. So I found out that we have, or Mud Blazor has, this expansion panels. No, sorry. It's specifically collapse. Expansion panel is one of the components that you can use to like show and hide items under several boxes, just like this one. But mainly what I use for this product selection uh, section here is the collapse component. So with the collapse, given an example here, if you can expand and collapse whatever container or section of components you want to show, right? So that's simply how it you can use this. You can just uh, use the expanded attribute or property of it, then in that case pass in a boolean. So if it's true, then it will expand. If it's false, then it will collapse. Okay, simple as that. Same thing as I did here. So with this one, let's look at the actual implementation that I did. So uh, this is the home page. So this is quite a lot for now. But what I did is isolate this section, this right side, and turn it into a separate component of its own. Okay, and then what I did with that one is I added it under the shared folder, the components, pages, no, components, and then shared folder, and then inside it is our select product component. Okay, this is where I've added the logic for this section here. So with this one, it's a much simpler way of doing showing the categories and subcategories and products instead of doing the enumerator one. Okay, so now what I did with this one is that uh, on initialization, I get all the parent categories, and from there it would start filling up or uh, showing up the different subcategories based on what main category was clicked. All right. So this is where I've hooked up the selection of the subcategory. So when main category is clicked, it will uh, go to this method. So it's mapped to this select main category method. So what I did with this one is uh, as a layout. So I've you know, I've placed mud grid inside the mud collapse, so that in that case I can expand and collapse this set of buttons here. Okay, so that gives us the nice simple graphic of expanding and collapsing of our buttons here. Okay, so going back, uh, it's simply just a matter of when a main category is selected, we pass in the category ID, and then from there we will just, all we have to do is just filter out the subcategories, all right, and then show all the subcategories. All right, so it's kind of like, it functions much like a toggle button. So once you toggle main category, it will toggle or untoggle, then it will show and show the all of the category main categories, and if you click one, it will just show that specific category, sort of like a toggle kind of logic. Anyways, so yeah, and lastly, if you select the product itself, it is mapped to this method that would return the selected product. So in this case, this entire component, we use it in our homepage, is only like this. So you use that. So you use the select product component, and then you just pass in the delegate method that you want when the product or the product button is clicked. All right. So in that case, once you click one of the buttons here for the product, then it will send you or return the selected product, which in case here you can handle on your own method. All right. Okay, so going back, now I've done that. Next is I've focused on the left side, which is the our sort of main order section. So this is where you can add items on your order. So by default, when the page is loaded, you are already given the ordered on date and time is already set for you, and then the order ID. And then from here, you can start selecting. So this one is an autocomplete control wherein you can type in whatever uh, customer you want and then select from it. And then you can also add a product by typing in the SKU in this case. So what I did is show the SKU code and then the name of the product, so that it's much more better to look at. Okay. So once you select the product, then it will get added on our table here. So you can just select, all right, or filter out or search for the item. And just like that, once you click and hit enter, then it will be added on our table here. Okay. So apart from that, okay, just quick note though, what I did with the order ID, if you notice that once you start or navigate to this page, order ID is already being set for you. So this one, it's a bit of a hack what I did with this one, because this is the method wherein we initialize or add a new order. So in this case, uh, I have this special method here added on our application DB context. So this one is called get next order ID. So it allows us to get the order ID of when you want to the next order ID. Okay, so I hope you don't get confused with that. But let's open this method. So basically, what I did with this one is just query, run a SQL query like this, select sec as value from SQLite sequence where name is equal to orders. So what I did with this one is if you look at our SQLite database, it has this internal table named SQLite sequence. So this table stores all of the uh, property or table fields that are auto increment type. Okay, so this is how SQLite keeps track of uh, what ID or row ID to use next. Okay, so in this case, as you can see, we have several uh, names of a table of the tables here. So these are all the tables that are being in use, and then the sequence column is where the last row ID is being used. Okay, so from there, all we need to do is get the last sequence ID for orders, and then from there we can just add +1. So now we have our possible next order ID. Okay, so this is a bit kind of hack, but yeah, it works for this one. I try to make it as simple as possible to get the next order ID. I try not to make it complicated, like if some other applications wherein you fill in the ordered ID that you get would have some sort of like sequence, a kind of sequence like 1001, 1002, so on and so forth. So just to make it simple, we'll just grab the next order ID of our order. All right. So from there, uh, additional functions that I've done here is the clear. So with clear, it will just clear the order, sort of like a reset. And then the pay would be allowing the user to accept payment. Okay, so just enter the value here, right? Click OK, and then it will sort of receive the payment or add the total paid value here. Set the total paid value. Okay, and then calculate the change. So apart from that, uh, once you click the next, it will save this current order and move on to the next order. So if you click next, then everything will get cleared up, and then a new order ID will be set for you. All right, here in this case. Okay, so yeah, I also forgot to just reset the customer ID or the selected customer. Okay, so but yeah, what's missing here is the print function, the refund, and the void function. So in my next update, that is what I will try to do, finish these three functions here, and hopefully uh, we'll have a more complete point of sale page. Also, I forgot that you can also filter or find an order by specifying the order ID or by the customer. Okay, or depending on what mode you are, either if you're in a sale or in purchase order as mode. Okay, so I guess that's quite a bit. I've already said in the beginning that this is gonna be just a quick update, but yeah, this is what our point of sale looks like now. And yeah, I hope to add more functions later on in our future updates and finally finish this application. Okay, so as we move on, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And I hope to see you soon. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Bye.